But I did really, and I want to leave you guys with this today, find out the real reason why Denims is so salty and so against VTubers, and that's of course because they put out better foot content than her. That's really it. That's really it. She was very mad. She was very mad at Riri because the foot content is just unparalleled. I mean, you really can't match that there. So that's why Denims is salty. She's losing the lawsuit. She's losing her pay pigs.
I can't, man. I just can't. I give up. Imagine getting sued by a millionaire, getting trolled by the whole internet, and then an attorney you were beefing with trolls you out of nowhere after giving a PowerPoint presentation about your case on YouTube. Like, just imagine. Like and subscribe right now because today's slop is so greasy, even Anissa subscribed. So what even is this slop? Like, what am I even talking about? Well, Legal Mindset made this video about how the snark mods are trying to defend themselves and their 3 queens by doing this weird stuff of, like, I don't know, publishing 700 pages or something. I'm not a legal guy, so don't quote me on this, but it's hella weird. And to be honest, it is quite entertaining too. Like, watching these dudes trying to put out a legal defense by learning law from Reddit is so insane. So yep, today's slop is about them Reddit mods and my 3 queens. But before starting the slop, I would really love to appreciate the thumbnail of this video. Legal Mindset really cooked with this one. This thumbnail is just very beautiful. Like, I can't even comprehend the beauty of this thumbnail.
What has happened now is we initially had a filing by Ethan Klein. He filed the complaint, so Ethan Klein started it, and now we're getting a lot of the defense filings from Denims, from Kaceytron, Frogan, and the Reddit mods.
You know, partner, the stuff is real when them Reddit mods start interacting with something other than their computer screen.
The most significant news is that the Reddit mods responded with hundreds of pages of legal filings in their defense. However, most of those pages are irrelevant exhibits. So we're going to go over the high points, some of the high arguments, and the biggest defense arguments they're bringing up now, and how those are absolutely ridiculous.
I mean, who knew? Who knew that a bunch of Reddit mods pretending to be lawyers is not gonna work out for them? Like, it's such a shocker. I never saw it coming.
In this one filing that I'm going to go through first, this is the subpoenas in regarding to the subpoenas to Reddit Discord. This is the mods fighting back. This is the mods trying to hide from the wrath of Ethan Klein. They do not want Ethan Klein to be able to get their information, to discover them, to be able to out them, to be able to out their messages. So understand at this point, and this is the critical thing, a lot of people are going to miss this. They are trying to make their whole case in this argument before we've even had what's called discovery, before we even have any facts come out. They're just trying to gush 700 pages to prevent us from looking at the facts. Think about that for a second. Pause and think about that. All of this is a thing that is being done to stop us from getting the facts. And when somebody fights too much, it's like that old saying, the lady doth protest too much. When they fight back too much, you know what they're doing. When they have 700 pages behind it, that means there's really something to hide. And we're going to get into that today.
700 pages are insane. Like, what are they even writing in these pages? I mean, these people are just f***ing insane, and I don't know how else to put it. I don't want to be mean, but these people are f***ing losers. Like, I am sorry, but if you are doing some unpaid labor for some influencer, I just don't respect you. Like, I am really sorry. And you know, I am an Indian dude and my standards are already very low. I'm sorry, I'm being mean, alright? I know I'm being mean, but it is the fucking truth. Like, I just can't even imagine dedicating my life to not only moderating a subreddit for some washed off influencer, but also trying to build up a legal defense for the same influencers. Like, god damn, this is pathetic, man. Like, I'm not gonna be I am better than thou and be like, yeah, touch grass, go outside. Like, just evaluate your life a little. I'm not gonna say much more than that.
There's a portion of a filing called the statement of facts, but I like to rebrand it as a statement of lies. I think that's much better. So what they tried to lay out here is kind of a picture of Ethan Klein as kind of this evil, like an evil Admiral Akbar, right? In a legal sense, where he laid this legal trap and that's totally not permissible. And because of that, and because Ethan Klein is an evil, bad man, Therefore, we shouldn't allow the facts to come out ever and see whether anything is real or not. And to be honest with you, a lot of this, when I read through it, I just purely laughed. And by the way, I'll be going through and laughing at this on the live version. So if you want to catch that, it's going to be much longer. Go to the live version. But stuff like, for example, here where they say the H3 snark subreddit, a safe and a safe and anonymous space for criticism H3. Whenever any place calls itself a safe space, I know exactly what is going on there.
Now, I am sure many of you might be thinking, alright, it is just a place where they say bad stuff about Ethan Klein, like it is not a big deal. Well, then just replace H3 with either black people or women. Like, I'm not saying that you should do it. That is not what I mean. I'm not telling you to do it. All I am trying to say is, if you do that, suddenly the whole context gonna change, right? And it will be in a national news headline. So I mean, doing this is actually wrong no matter how you look at it. All you have to do is just look at it from the other side, and then you also gonna see that doing this is wrong. Also, I just love the defense of Ethan Klein is a big bad man, Your Honor. So therefore, my client deserved to win this case. Yeah, that's gonna work out quite well in the courtroom. I really have confidence in that argument.
And then they're laying out this trap argument. Now, I want to be a little bit empathetic on this because I have had people reach out to me, very reasonable people, and say, Andrew, this is the thing that bothers me legally, this idea of a trap. And I think the lawyers for the mods know that. So they're hyper-focusing on this word trap. But the word trap is in and of itself a trap. It's a trap, right? The trap is a trap, right? It's a trap within a trap within a trap. It's trapception. The point is, from a legal standpoint, it does not matter what your intent is when you file a copyright registration. When you register a copyright, when you file a copyright, it doesn't matter if, as they say here, Ethan laid a trap. Okay, let's say that's true. Let's presume that's true. Let's say he is a Machiavellian evil genius who laid this evil, dastardly trap. Does that change how the law functions? It actually doesn't. It doesn't change the law at all.
Also, I would like to point out the fact that the reason these three dumbasses got sued was simply because they admitted that they wanted to steal the profit from the video titled Hassan Piker content new. Like, it was a copyright protected content, and these three female dogs for some reason decided that it is time to admit stealing in front of thousands of people live on stream. Like, how do their brain even work?
She's working directly with the Snark subreddit moderators to siphon views, and their intentions couldn't be clearer. Here's an excerpt from a stickied post from the Snark subreddit. Hey everyone, we've seen a lot of comments about wanting to watch the nuke without showing support for H3. Here's a list of creators who've supported our sub, either by engaging with us directly or citing our post in their critique of H3. Here they're offering these streamers as market substitutes for my work. This is the cardinal sin of copyright infringement. The Snark subreddit has been a frequent and persistent infringer. It's one thing for a subreddit to admit it's engaging in copyright infringement, but how do you get the streamers themselves to admit that they're stealing content?
Well, guys, if you enjoyed not giving any views to that terrible video, follow, subscribe, throw a prime if you like the content, if you enjoyed your time here.
It turns out they just do it for you. You couldn't cook up a more incriminating statement if you tried. Denims, the queen of self-owning, you prevail again.
A lot of people have been wanting to watch this without necessarily supporting Ethan Klein. So we're going to watch it.
Well, that's a really dumb thing to say, don't you think? Why are you so comfortable? As lazy and pathetic as her reaction is, this is not why she's getting sued. This is.
Thank you guys so much. I do appreciate everyone's support. And thank you for watching it with me. First time viewer, time to watch the nuke ethically? Hell yeah. I found my way from Reddit. Hi guys, welcome Reddit people. Reddit people, Reddit people. I came from the H3 Snark Reddit. Ethan is so pathetic while Hassan is in Japan. I'm bothered having a great time. Exactly. We're gonna watch it live, yes. He doesn't want people to know when it's dropping because we're all watching through other streamers. And I suggest you all watch it through other people as well.
It's the stated malicious intent to steal. They talk about watching ethically, but I learned not to steal when I was 5.
Okay, so I'm not a lawyer and I will not try to engineer being a lawyer. Oh goddamn. I'm sorry, Mutar. But outright stating that you want him to lose his money, so you are going to live stream his content on your stream so that people can watch it through you instead of going to the original video. Hence, cutting off the revenue generated from those views is like straight up admitting to stealing. Like there is no other way to put it. And you know, I'm not even smart. Like I consider myself pretty dumb. I'm gonna say it again, but even I know you should not say stuff like this online. Like you should not admit, even if you're trying to steal some content. Like just look at Hassan Piker or the other people who reacted to the content nuke. Like they were smart about it and they are not getting sued. Also, those so-called reactions these guys gave were pathetic. Like Kaceytron was smoking the whole time. Frogan went off camp to eat some people or do something I don't even know. Denims was doing some weird shit like leaving her chair in the frame. Like I don't even know what was that. And yeah, the odds are stacked against you. There is no other way to put it.
And then they go on to say, and I want to get into the fair use elements here. And I just had to use emojis because I was laughing throughout all this. You know, as soon as I saw Denims use was fair use, I just started laughing. It was the pure reaction. So the first argument they make is her use is transformative and does not supersede the original. Well, that's where the empty chair comes in. That's where she's got to make the argument that what she did was so important and so innovative that it just totally changed it and made it something different. And it overwhelms the fact that she, with intent, said, please, everybody, watch this instead of his video as a replacement. So it's got to be so different that it's okay to replace the thing.
You know, honestly, I'd rather watch a stream of empty chair for hours instead of watching Denims. Like, I am not even kidding. And I think they know it too. Like, they are fully aware that they are not entertaining and people would rather watch a chair, and that is exactly why they are doing it.
Because many times when people are doing things on the internet, for example, parody, we'll even talk about Pokemon here because I love Pokemon here. You know, if you're making Pokemon memes, you're making Pokemon, mods, whatever else, it's not a replacement for the thing. But the error that Denims made was she went out there and explicitly said, what I am doing is here to replace you watching Ethan's video. And because of that, that's where the real error comes in for this transformative element. Next, this is the most shocking thing to me, is Denims came out, the attorney said, essentially, remember, TEI is Ethan Klein. So let's read this as Ethan Klein. Ethan Klein's highly factual works support greater dissemination. So literally here, people, we have Denims lawyers saying Ethan Klein is right and factual. What? I mean, I read this and I blinked. I'm like, wow, that's one way to put it. That's one way to put it. And I know what they're trying to do legally, but this puts Denims in a really awkward position.
Well, it's not the first time she was put into an awkward position by someone else. Oh man, these jokes gonna get me cancelled on Twitter one day. But I guess that would be like a proud moment for me, I guess. I don't know.
Because now, if she says anything online other than everything that Ethan Klein said is true and factual, it's not opinion, everything that Ethan Klein said is fact, Denims. Because if you go online now, Denims, and say that anything that Ethan Klein says is his opinion, well, that hurts your legal argument, darling. And that's not good for you. Because your lawyers just argued that he is indeed making factual arguments. Oopsie. Oopsie. Also, Denims did not negatively impact the market. She increased it. Now, this is the most like, and I put the stonks over here because this is the most like, meme coin sort of logic out there that I've ever seen in my life. It's sort of like Denims increased the market because everyone has enjoyed watching, along with my channel, every other channel, and roasting Denims and how absolutely brain dead her take is on the law and how brain dead her position here is and how screwed she is legally. She's increased the market by people roasting her, by people coming out there and making fun of her. So it's not something she intended to do. It's an unintentional secondary effect. It's very hilarious. And the last one here is stripping the original elements, TEI's thin copyrights deserve little protection. That's what I call the Trojan ultra thin argument. That's a Trojan ultra thin argument. And that one I throw out there because, look, they're trying to say that nothing that TEI does is original, that it's not something that is like, it's not something that is creative, it's not something that is on its own. And that's not true at all. And that's fundamental copyright analysis failure. That's a huge failure.
Well, I mean, we are talking about Reddit mods here. Do we really expect them to have some sort of intelligence? Like h3h3 versus Reddit mods were the last thing on my 2025 checklist. But here we are, I guess. Now, Legal Mindset covered this topic in full details. So watch his video if you want to know more about this situation. Go watch his video, link in the description. Because unlike these three queens, I know a little bit about how copyright works, like a little bit, not a lot. So I really just try to avoid making any critical mistake. And even though I know that Legal Mindset not gonna sue me, even if I reacted to his whole video, I still won't do it because my audience want entertaining slop, not the slop stretched out to 2 hours. So I'd rather not do that, alright? Because I'm gonna get clowned on in the comments. Like and subscribe right now if you made it this far into this video. So that's it for today's Slopic. See you in the next slop.